all new. AM1150WTMP.com.
Welcome. Porch Talk Radio. We are live on Facebook. Like and share on Facebook right now. As we are live, this is not Eddie. If you're wondering, gee, Eddie, your voice has gotten deeper. No, this is Gabriel. Eddie's en route, and Tim has roamed off somewhere. Sometimes keeping track of these guys, like keeping track of trying to herd a bunch of cats down the street. But they'll show up directly. But we shall carry on while we're awaiting Eddie's arrival. I shall start off gently with everyone, as we always tell everybody, to put your seatbelt on and get ready. We usually have a lot of great information coming your way, and as always, we're usually running between 98 to 99% accurate in everything we deliver to you, because Eddie and I usually spent the week looking up the information. So if you find out different, in other words, something's incorrect, please let us know, because Eddie always wants to make sure everybody understands. We're going to help you guys out, give you some information to get through your day. Now, for those of you that are on Spotify, if you heard of that application for the music, I believe David Crosby is now going to be removing himself from the Spotify application. Mr. Neil Young did a while back recently because of a Joe Rogan Experience hashtag. Joe Rogan has been very vocal on giving his disapproval of many things that you are not supposed to disapprove or talk about on regular media. It's kind of like Nancy Pelosi telling everybody, don't talk bad about China because we in their country and they own us. So David Crosby now is removing himself from the Spotify the way he's looking. I think also detail is always an issue, because David Crosby, oh, that's right, he doesn't own his own music. He sold it. Somebody else owns it. So he can say he's going to remove himself all he wants. He doesn't own it anymore. I think the saxophone guy from the Lost Boys said he's going to pull his music from Spotify too. Nickelback threatens to upload more music on Spotify if they don't remove Joe Rogan. So then the guy that started, Mr. Neil Young, said, so basically you're going to censor the guy that says, I don't like somebody. And one of his famous songs was Keep On Rockin' in the Free World. Well, that's kind of wacky. Meanwhile, Milli Vanilli threatens to remove somebody else's music from Spotify if Joe Rogan podcast remains. So as all these old washed up singers decide they want to pull their music from the Spotify application, Joe Rogan soldiers on with millions upon millions upon millions of listeners for his show. So at this point, Spotify is looking at the Benjamins, saying they're going to hang tight with what they got for right now because they're making money on it. The other guys that threatening to leave, like, yeah, okay, see ya. So as we kind of go forward now, again, we say we're going to gently move into this. The news outlets are reporting that the U.S. bobsledding team, for those who are watching the Olympics, the U.S. bobsledding team named their sled Biden, because nothing has ever brought America down quicker. You know, that just might hit it right there, folks. As we're going forward, more and more reports coming out. If you guys have heard the news this week, Denver set to drop vaccine mandates, mask rules, and the whole thing because of Omicron's downward trajectory, which it says is a common cold. So Denver, that's a pretty big deal, guys. That is the heart of liberalism right in there. And they're saying, yeah, you know what, we're moving on. A lot of the European countries today are now saying they're moving on. This is the flu. Get over it, move on. They can't afford to keep everybody at home anymore. So as you go forward with everything, as we said, we're slowly easing into all of this. Slowly, because we do have, did you guys know, out of everyone that says they're going to go vegan, and you guys have had friends that, oh, I'm going vegan. Yeah, 84% of them go back to eating meat. What's that old Texas commercial? Beef. What's for dinner? Now, the Super Bowl is going to happen in California. If the Super Bowl is happening in California, there's no state of emergency, folks. There is no state of emergency. They're holding the Super Bowl in California. And they've got the governor several times not wearing a mask, with several celebrities not wearing a mask. So the joke's on the fools to show up with a mask. So again, it's just politics. They have totally politicized this deal all together. Now, as we go forward here again, oh my goodness, we got Mr. Zoot Suit in the house. For those of you on Facebook Live, you're going to see Eddie Adams Jr. in a white Zoot Suit, looking pretty sharp. Not bad there, fella. My goodness, that black shirt, that red tie. Woo! Were you preaching today or what?
All righty. All righty. All righty. The show can begin.
Yeah. I don't know if you were preaching. I didn't want to interrupt, the way you're going there.
I had to do, I was MC for Frederick Douglass.
That's right.
Breakfast this morning, so.
Hope a good turnout?
Yeah, the room was packed.
Oh, excellent.
They always do good. It's over in Pinellas, and they still got a Black Republican Club, the Pinellas Suncoast Black Republican Club.
They voted Republican last election cycle too, Pinellas.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, according to what I saw this morning, they had a lot of mayors, a lot of politicos. It was a Black Republican Club event, but there's more white folks there than with black folks.
Maybe they wanted to learn something.
But the nature is it was full. That's what was important.
That's good.
And I was the MC, so I had to do what I do, and then I had to leave and come and do the show because that's what's important,
Absolutely, sharing the good news. Who got the most rounding applause out of all the people that spoke?
Well, I had to leave for they still speaking.
They're still going, okay.
They still speaking. I was told it was gonna start about 9, and it started about 10.
All right.
And they had food, so of course they had everybody eat, and then some people eat slower than other folks, So anyway, I'm here, and we're gonna do what we do. Because that's important.
That's right.
And I made sure that folks know that this is one of the things that I do. It has value because what we do is we teach, and this is Black History Month, and that's important, because so much time was spent trying to downplay the accomplishments of black folks for hundreds of years. And then all of a sudden, a lot of folks actually do not know. And I'm gonna tell you, I shouldn't have to be the first to tell you. But all of the pharaohs of Egypt were black.
No.
See, that's the thing. I keep hearing folks trying. Well, black folks didn't build the pyramid. They ain't figured out how the black folks built the pyramids yet. I heard somebody say aliens did it.
They got nothing else to do.
Terrestrial life, intelligence. Because for all intents and purposes, those pyramids are still standing.
Yes, sir.
And unless we go in with a bomb or something more destructive, they're gonna be standing for another 1,000 years.
Now, Eddie, what history book did you find out those pharaohs were black?
Oh, Google. Just Google it. And I'm gonna tell you something else, and this is something I have said before, and I said it this morning. So a lot of time and energy has been spent trying to belittle, downplay the accomplishments of black folks, and for some reason or another, a lot of people think that black history started with the transatlantic slave trade. Thousands and thousands of years of black history occurred before they came and stole kings and queens and made them slaves. See, that's the thing, they keep saying, slavery was this and slavery was that. You know, they were people. They had kingdoms. They had rights. They had families. They had fields. They had all this stuff before they were made into slaves.
So, Eddie, you know in the history a little bit deeper than the average person out here. My question to you is, was Roots, the movie, was that not more of a strategically placed movie for the time to educate everybody? You grew up on a farm being something that could be bred like chickens or whatever, and that was it. Because there was no history before Roots that we saw in that movie.
But see, a lot of people take that as history.
Yeah,
but
we don't know.
For all intents and purposes, that was a story. It was hundreds of millions of stories before Alex Haley decided to tell the world his story. So, and I remember when the Roots first came out, you know, I was actually in junior high, and folks were fussing, and folks were fighting, and there was all kind of turmoil going on. And now, critical race theory is out there, and people are fussing, and people are fighting. You know, all it is a story. And the critical race part of this whole thing is that's not just a story of a individual.
Okay.
It's about a whole race of people, and for some reason or other, it's a bunch of folks who don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know what happened. You know, they don't want their kids to know how bad slavery was for black folks. They still think it's like a game they was playing. You know, they don't know no difference. And then they have went on, and I'm gonna tell you what they do. They've not made an effort to balance the scales. And I keep telling folks, you know, they say, well, it ain't fair, and it ain't this, and it ain't that. If you ever want the playing fields to be balanced, to be equal, you better go get yourself a drag line. Go get yourself some heavy equipment and balance the field yourself, because no one else, as my mom used to tell me, is going to give you a stick to beat them with. Nobody's do that.
And there's no politician either side, Eddie. You're right.
No, I mean, nobody's going to do that. And for all intents and purposes, the folks who got rich during slavery, it was people don't realize it was 400 years. That's a long ass time to subjugate people. And see what you hear on the radio now, and what you hear on the TV now during Black History Month, and what's happening now. They are talking about, in spite of all that we as a people went through, we still remain extremely intelligent, even though you listen to the media and you listen to Europeans, and there was a time period in which, you know, nobody considered black folks to be intelligent. But they forget, in Egypt, they was doing math, they were studying the sun and the moon, they were creating colors, they were doing they had a government. Our form of government were being enacted 3,000, 4,000 years ago. Egyptians had all that stuff. And the Egyptians were North African black folks.
Eddie.
People keep forget. See, they keep trying to make Egypt now what it was then. No, 4,000 years ago, none of those folks who are there now was native to the region. All those folks came from somewhere else. The Africans that were there came from Africa. Matter of fact, and as I reminded folks this morning, the first Homo sapiens, that's what we are as people, the first Homo sapiens were discovered, their remains were discovered in Africa. So whether you believe in creation or evolution, Africa was either the Garden of Eden, if you believe in that,
the Euphrates River runs through there,
or if you believe in creationism, and we came from apes or some other beings that was already here. The first Homo sapiens, folks, people, were African. So no matter how you look at it, either Garden of Eden or creationism, you know, the Eldavar Gorge, where they found the bones of the first lady, who they considered to be Eve, were in Africa. The first universities, and we've been over this before, the first universities on the planet Earth were in Africa. The first writing, we could go to a whole bunch of firsts. There's thousands of firsts, because we had a whole civilization that was existing in Africa, and the Europeans were still engaged. Well, let me say something else. Europe, that name came from a black queen in Egypt whose name was Europa. And from Europa, the whole continent of Europe got a name. Go look it up. See, because I looked it up before I came and before I went to do the thing this morning to make sure that if somebody Googled it or somebody went to look it up, you know, they even got pictures of the Black Queen with a crown on.
That's before she got on the slave ship?
They got a lot of different white folks there, but the one that Europe was named after, they got black folks. They got black pictures. They got black pennants. And the thing about it is, Socrates,
don't tell me he's black.
Homer, them were white folk, but they were Greek and Roman and Latin and all that knowledge. See, because they were smart white folks. But how did they get smart? They went to Egypt. All of them went to Egypt, and they came back. Well, we the wise men.
Because we said so.
We the smart folks, and look at what we discovered. There they go discovering shit again. Excuse me. There they go discovering stuff again. Now people have been doing this stuff for thousands of years, and it was new to them. So they didn't go back and say, well, while we was in Egypt, this is what we learned. No, this is what we discovered on our own. We the smart folks, we figured out that this was what really is out there, and now we can teach the rest of the world. We could bring y'all into civilized society. Now, for all intents and purposes, you know, they spent many years trying to make people think Africans were uncivilized, primitive. You know, we had to have the Bible. You know, that's important, like they did to the Indians in South America.
The Bible and the Spear.
Yeah. Well, they left the spear and they tore down all the temples and built churches on top of them. But you know, because they had to show the savages that our God is bigger and badder than your God, and we can kill you and do all this other stuff and won't nobody give a crap. But see, that's the problem.
Eddie, I'm just in awe, surprised that to this day, here we are, many hundreds of years down the road,
thousands,
and no one has come to the table saying, wait a minute, these history books are missing the major parts that really do create our race. Because everybody always says, well, gee, the person that's born in America that is of color, they don't really have a heritage.
Yeah.
But it's not being taught. It's there. It does exist. It will exist, but it's not being taught anymore.
And Black History Month, and I'm not speaking for it, not speaking against it. I'm just saying it's when a bunch of folks can relieve their conscience by saying so-and-so invented the super soaker, and so invented this, and so invented that.
As opposed to the language.
What they forget is these folks did what they did in spite of their condition in this inhumane society.
So the accomplishments are even greater, Eddie, than if they would have just been Joe Blow down the street, created a doohickey, and it was no big deal, because all of the people had been through to get to this point. And again, a lot of highly educated people today that are of color. And a color, I say, for me, that's either Hispanic or black.
Right.
But educated people, master's degrees, you've got one or two, I think, bachelor's degrees. But Eddie, it seems to be still less than because nobody is teaching the truth anymore.
But they spent thousands of years hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
They spent thousands of years trying to destroy the culture of a people who they didn't understand. Because, again, when they came to America and there was Indians here already, and black folks had already been here, it's signs that black folks were here long before Columbus and Amerigo Vespucci and all those European, be it Spanish, be it Italian, be it whoever else came over here, and Vikings, all those white folks. When they got here, there was folks here. But instead of saying, we know y'all here, we recognize y'all, we gonna kill all of you and take your land because we're white and we can do that.
And they did.
And they did. Literally, they did. And put all the Indians on reservations and told them, we will be responsible for your care. We will feed you, we will clothe you, and we will punish you if you don't accept this existence. And it's a lot of, I believe it or not, folks, it's a lot of Indians still live on reservations in the United States today.
Today, I was at Oklahoma for many years, and a lot of reservations out there. And the Trail of Tears, basically that storyline, that reality that happened to the Indians, is they were moved once the white folks figured out that the land they had put them on temporarily was rich in resources, gold, oil. They threw them out of that land. Said, "Oh, we didn't mean that one.
Yeah, we won't.
No, we're going to run you off to the desert instead."
Yeah.
And that's where the Trail of Tears story, and actually a museum there in Oklahoma City about it. And it's just sad because, again, the people have done good to get where they are today.
Sure.
Casinos.
Sure.
They got them casinos.
Yeah.
But the people in general, and if you study the demographics of them, it's not good.
That's appeasement. And what they did was, and if you ever been to Arizona and some of those other places, what they did was they took the Indian and took the most inhospitable places in this country.
Absolutely.
They moved them from places with good food and water and plenty of buffalo and other things.
Moved them north with no winter clothing.
And put them in the middle of the most inhospitable places in this country.
Absolutely.
And they still survive. Indians are still
amazing.
Living there today.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. With casinos.
Yeah, they give you a casino. And then white folks get mad because they got a casino. I mean, I don't understand it when someone takes everything from you and you still make it, and they are upset at you because you didn't die of starvation. Your kids didn't die. You didn't cease to exist because they willed it and did everything they could. And not only did they will you to not exist anymore, they went out and told everybody else that you were dumb and stupid and incapable of making it. And you made it any damn way. You made it despite everything they have done against you for not hundreds of years, but thousands of years. Thousands.
Very much so.
And what they do? Oh, okay. Okay, we got a caller.
Okay, that's not real, yeah.
Okay, we got a caller. Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio. Who are you? Where are you calling from? And what say you? Hello?
Eddie Adams.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Big time Republican, man. Get the Black Republican Club back over here going to Hillsborough County. But anyway, man, the same thing you talking about the Indians. Black folks, we over here on the west and the east, they want to take out raggedy land and get some side. Same like the Indians, man.
Yep.
North side, suburbs, everything you said with the Indians happened to black folks. The only thing is, we ain't got our casinos yet,
Nope. And they ain't gonna give us none of those.
Nope.
They ain't gonna give us none of those.
Now, but everything you saying, all that good history that you saying is great, man. Because if you don't know your history, you gonna fall down on it.
Mhm.
There you go. Yep.
So, and you don't want to repeat that history. So, I appreciate you on Black History Month talking about the Indian. I mean, you just laid it down with the Egyptians and Egypt and the pyramids and all. And our young people need to hear that because the only history they know is hip hop and Tupac. I mean, so, that's a good thing you're doing this morning. You're getting it out there and you're keeping it non-partisan, which I can't believe. And so I just want to appreciate you, man, what you do, and get that Black Republic Club going back over. I might switch back over, man, the way that's going on. All right? So that's all I had to say. Just appreciate you with that good Black history and keeping it fair and balanced. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Joe. Really, really appreciate it. That's a good brother there. And anybody that know Joe, know Joe. Joe don't bite his tongue.
No.
And the good thing about it, and like I said, the Frederick Douglass Club this morning, they had some national people there. They had some national reporters and some other folks that was there. And at the end of the day, we need to have more events like that here in Tampa. Because in St. Pete, and like I say, the room was full. The room was full. They was at the Manhattan Casino. Last year they was at the HCC St. Pete. So St. Pete Junior College. I'm sorry, HCC. I'm sorry, St. Pete Junior College. It was at the St. Pete Junior College, and they had a big room, and the room was full. The room was packed. The room this morning was packed.
That's good.
And this is important because now it is a platform where year after year after year, up and coming Black conservative politicians, Republicans, have a platform in which they can help get their message out.
That's awesome.
And I explained to a couple of people this morning, Congressman Byron Daniels, I said, Byron Donald, I'm sorry. I explained to him, we got to get him here on Tampa Bay. He's from South Florida, and he's a congressman. And we got to get him on because getting to hear young Black conservatives speak is an opportunity that a lot of Black folks don't have. They still looking for handouts from Democrat politicians. And I'm gonna say something. Let me say it right now before I forget it.
Come on.
I saw gas at $3.77. You know what that means? I mean $4 gas is in your near future.
Yep.
And before the next election cycle, you will have $5 gas. And I said that.
Go Joe.
I said that, when Joe Biden first got elected, $5 gas is in your future. And it's at $3.77. Now, when he took office, it was at $1.77. You see a trend. Trend is when something progressively moves in one direction. So that's a trend. So right now, it's progressively moving up with no downward movement in sight within the near future.
Well, there's no action being taken, Eddie, by the administration.
No.
They shut down one pipeline. In fact, they're looking at shutting down another pipeline in the country here that would get us oil from outside. And the more they keep shutting down oil, the more we're going to have to kiss on Middle East's behind to produce more oil. And the Middle East already said, as of last week, forget it. We ain't giving any more. I think they said they'd give another 400 million gallons, but it's like a billion a day. It happened. So for them to give 400 million barrels because Biden said, please give us more because we don't have any oil. We were independent, but not anymore. We want your oil. Yeah. That don't make no sense.
All right, we got a caller. Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine Saturday afternoon. Who are you? Where are you calling from? And what say you? Hello.
Okay, Eddie Adams Jr., this is Brother Jarvis. I'm enjoying your Black history lessons that you're giving. And I'm telling you, it seems as though that you're waking up everybody. You even waking up Gabriel. Gabriel learning something today. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Yes,
It's really, really good. And let me say this, Eddie. I want to give you a little Black History fact before I make an announcement, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Mansa Musa was a West African Muslim brother that was a leader of a country in Timbuktu, where the first university was built for the world. Mansa Musa, he was a black man. He took the first pilgrimage from West Africa to the holy city of Mecca, and along the way he was giving away gold and riches. He purported to be the richest man in the world. That was in the 1500s. And nobody could match it. So, black people are the original people of the planet, brother. And everything come from us. What they did was, like you said, they took thousands of years to try to miseducate and hide the truth. Like the Louis Latimer came up with the light bulb. They got there to tell the truth that a lot of times our ancestors was in chattel slavery, still coming up with inventions, still doing things. The pyramid was built by black people, and they shot the nose off. The Greeks and the Romans shot the nose of the black man off of the pyramid so that people could think it was Caucasian who built the pyramid. So you can't take nobody's history in 1 month, the original people of the planet, which is black people, African people, and try to talk about it in 28 days. That shows you right there the insincerity and disingenuous of what they're trying to do. So on that note, I want to talk about a Black History program that I've been involved in, Eddie, for the last 4 years. And I think that you were there last year. The Masjid in El Nasser, our community moms present the Black History Awards banquet. This year's theme is Act of Kindness. It's going to be Friday, February 25th at 6 o'clock at the Islamic Society of Tampa Bay. That's over at Slide Art Road, right across from Tampa Bay Tech. And a portion of the proceeds is to benefit our food pantry that we've been doing for the last 3 years, and our youth mentoring program that we partner with Andrew Joseph Foundation to teach our young people about social skills, entrepreneurship, self-esteem. So really want the community to come out and support us. They can go to Eventbrite and put in 4th Annual Masjid Nasser Banquet and get tickets there. Or they can call me at 813-787-6652, 813-787-6652. And our keynote speaker is going to be Imam, that's a Islamic preacher, Imam Siraj Wahaj, who is the founder and president of the North American Muslim Alliance. And so we want to get you involved, Eddie. I sent you a message last week. I would like to come on the show and talk about what our mosques doing and how this program benefits the Sulphur Springs community, which is one of the most impoverished communities in Tampa. And some of the past awardees is Sister Connie Burton, Candace Lowe. All of these people have gotten awards from this particular event. You know, Yvette Lewis, all of them got awards. And so we want to honor people that normally wouldn't get no award. And so I would love to come on and talk about it. I got the advertisement running on the radio station right now. But this is our 4th annual. It's to keep our program going and keep doing the good in the community, fighting the good fight. Thank you, Eddie, for letting me make the announcement.
Yeah. Jarvis, give me a call during the week. We'll get you scheduled. And Mansa Musa was worth $400 billion with a B dollars. He was the richest.
Put it down, Eddie.
He's the richest man to ever live. And on his pilgrimage to Mecca, he took 2,700 people with him. He has several.
At that time,
he has several tons. He has several tons of gold that he took with him on his pilgrimage, and he empowered all the villages he went through on his journey.
That's pretty good.
That's right. And let me tell you something, Eddie. I'll let you go on this note. That was the largest delegation that ever went to Hajj on a pilgrimage during that time, done by African black men, Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa. Now, let me tell you something. He was the real deal, brother. He was the real deal. I want to bring that up because everybody try to act like we just gang bangers and walk around with a thing all our behind.
Yeah.
Right.
We criminals and we do this and do that. And then that slave. I'm glad you said what you said that was Alex Terry's story about Ruth. But our history goes beyond slavery. We had this civilization when white folks was in here in the days of Europe.
There you go. Thank you, Jarvis. Appreciate it. Okay, we got another caller. Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine Saturday afternoon. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what say you? Hello.
I'm Miss Rose. I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want you guys to keep telling the truth. I've been listening since 11 o'clock. I have been studying history because I wanted to know why white folks hate us so much. And I've been studying the history of the black man, the history of America, the history of everybody. Everything you guys have said today is what I have learned, what I have discovered myself. Columbus did not discover anything. Everything was here when he got here. Those Indians had spears that were made in Africa and brought over by the Africans. And this has all been proven to be true.
Yes.
So I want you guys to keep educating people, keep telling the truth. Don't give your opinion. Tell the truth. I'm enjoying this. I appreciate it. And I understand why our governor doesn't want the truth told in schools, because they don't want their children to be embarrassed by what their parents, grandparents, and ancestors have done. When they see all the evil and the hate, they will start to ask questions, and they will question, and they don't want that to be done. It's not that they're trying to keep the black kids from knowing the truth. They don't want their kids to know the truth. So I want to thank you all for bringing this out.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And another thing that a lot of folks don't know and don't understand about it, envy, jealousy, two of the deadly sins. It's some sins that have affected man ever since he figured out that he was a thinking entity, and fear and jealousy and gluttony and all the other stuff. But everybody knows what the 7 deadly sins are. And because because we have had so much, we created stuff. As my mom used to say, we created something out of nothing. If you look at Egypt, Egypt is in the middle of nowhere. Egypt is in the middle of a desert. And in the middle of a desert, they built monuments 4,000 years ago that are still there today.
Yes. Yes. We are talented people. We're smart people. And we need to stand up and be proud. Stop laying on the ground, letting ourselves be walked on. We need to stop it. We need to get education. We need to educate our children. We need to stop going along to get along. We need to stop eating crow. Cut it out. Stand up, be who you are, be proud of who you are.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And audience, one of the things I told the folks this morning, and if you've listened to my show for any period of time, you know, back in the day, a lot of folks talking about, you know, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach him to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. But see, what I told them this morning, same thing I tell you all the time, you know, and the rest of the story is, I don't want nobody to give me no damn fish. I want to buy the damn lake, own the lake, and go fishing whenever I get ready. See, that's the part of it they don't tell you, because we've had and have the ability to do that. See, we ain't got to depend on nobody to give us no fish. We can own the lake. The fish come out of. Fish when we get ready, and not only provide fish for me and my family, provide fish for you and your family. See, that's what they don't tell you. We can do all that. All right, we got another caller. Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine Saturday afternoon. And welcome to the program. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what say you? Hello.
How you doing? I'm just wanting to say I'm glad you came back. I'm glad you had fun in the parade. You ready to be a part of the parade. But how about them Rams?
Hey, the Rams.
How about them Rams?
The Rams ran Tom Brady into retirement.
They did.
We understand.
Ran him out.
Okay.
Of course, he's crying all the way to the bank.
Yeah. Him and his beautiful girlfriend got plenty to spend. All right, next caller. Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine Saturday afternoon. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what say you? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, this is Gino. I got the call. I'm feeling them. All right. One of the reasons I listened to a station or a show yesterday where so many states are putting in enacting these laws not to teach true history. And of course, we know that one of the reasons that we all said, everybody's been saying it has to do mostly with shame. They don't want their kids to know what was going on with slavery. Now, the number two, everybody know that slavery was basically financial. They had slaves because of they didn't want to do the work, so they got their work done free.
They're looking for free labor. Yeah.
Right. Do you know the number two reason?
Why?
That's the number two reason. And actually, there's a number one. It's a 1A. Did you know that the second largest thing was actually rape? Do you know they was raping slaves before they got a mile off the shores of Africa? Rape has been a part of slavery from, like I said, it was raping slaves. I mean, it's about men, women, and children before it was a mile off the shores of Africa and into America. It was the number two reason. Think how big sex is, period. With money, sex is big.
But see,
and that's one thing you can actually look up. It's a very deep, it is a very shameful thing to actually teach their kids, that for kids to find out that that's what their grandparents and was doing. But it's evident actually still in our culture today when you see our different shades.
But let me take it to you and show you some of that. In nature, animals display their dominance over other animals by sexually assaulting them. So part of the culture, and then one of the reasons they was raping and pillaging, black men, women, and children, was to establish dominance over them as a people. You see what I'm saying? So that became part of their culture, to make sure that you were helpless, that they could do anything to you they wanted, and it was nothing that you could do. So that was as much a part of the process as all the rest of it was.
Right. And you heard that. You heard the saying, hurt people. Well, after that was displayed and black people got their freedom, and you follow me? Well, I'm getting ready to say next. Is that it went on in the black community, and it was displayed as black people got their freedom and began to have their own families. Those same characteristics. I've heard somebody say this: black people are the only people who desire to be like the people who had them in slavery.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well. Again, if you was raised in a black community, it meant something. If you were light skinned, straight haired, the closer you came to being white in the black community, it gave you power. And as opposed to the opposite of them looking down on you for the people in your community, saying that you was a kid or you was related to white folks. As a community, our heart is in God, and we didn't see and we didn't take it out on you as light-skinned black folks. We accepted you, and you became part of our community. We are the only community. You can get off a boat from anywhere else on the planet, go to the black community, establish a business, and be running your business within a month in the black community. No matter what black community, look at this country. They done it all over the country. Indians, Chinese, people from Japan, Arabs.
Yep.
No matter what country you come from, they come off the boat, make their way to the black neighborhood, and establish themselves, and they accept it. We can't do that. We can't go anywhere in the world and roll in there off a boat or off any other kind of aircraft or transportation and set up business, set up shop in any neighborhood we want. We can't do it. We can't do it. Still can't do it.
Right.
2022, we can't do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Got another caller? Caller, welcome. The Porch Talk Radio. Oh, we ain't got nothing. Okay, good. That means we could get it. We could do it on this day.
There you go.
We get it in just in time. See how that worked out? Okay, on this day, February the 5th, 1937, U.S. President Roosevelt proposed enlarging the U.S. Supreme Court, but the plan failed. I keep telling y'all, history keep trying to repeat itself. Every time the Democrats get in office and they can't run stuff
Legally.
the way they want to, and they came, this is 1937, Roosevelt proposed enlarging, do it sound familiar? Biden, we're going to add more Supreme Court justices. We're going to add some more. Now it's okay when somebody else is running stuff, but when we run stuff, we need them to do what we tell them to do. See, and that's what that's is about. So Biden came up with a plan. I know you heard it. They want to add 2 or 3 more Supreme Court justices.
But specifically liberal.
Of course they're going to be liberal. I mean, that's why they want to do it. But see, what they don't know, elections have consequences. So the next Republican governor, the next Republican president,
Can undo it.
he ain't got to undo it. He just put some more conservatives in, and they right back where they started.
Yeah, you're right.
See, and that's the way it works. See, they're thinking this term we're gonna do it now, and then next term when some Republican get elected, everything we just gained we lost.
Yep.
That's the wheel we're on. That's the yo-yo. Somebody keep throwing up and throwing down, and us as black folks, we take it. We don't think about the consequences of this stupid crap that these folks see coming. You got a weak president right now. Joe Biden is as weak, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna pat myself on the back, break both my arms, pat myself on the back, because I said this. I said when you got a weak president, somebody, all these dictators in the world, is gonna jump up and say we're gonna take advantage of them because they got a weak ass president. And you got a weak president, and right now look at Putin. Well, we're gonna send some more troops to the border. See, when you got a strong president, you ain't got to worry about that.
No, you mean not no permission being asked?
I'm just saying, you got a weak president, and everybody else in the world know.
Run over him.
There you go. Okay. On this day, February 5th, 1972, Bob Douglas became the first black man elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. On this day, February 5th, 1988, a pair of indictments were sealed in Florida accusing Panama military leader General Manuel Noriega of bribery and drug trafficking. That guy. And on this day, February 5th, 2003, U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell presented evidence to the UN concerning Iraq's material breach of the UN Resolution 1441. Gabriel.
Amazon prices going up. That's right. Jeff Bezos' yachts have been having some maintenance issues. So you will pay. No problem there. Meanwhile, on the happy front, the creepy porn lawyer that was taking care of Stormy Daniels There was going to be a presidential contender by the CNN standards. Actually, he's headed to jail. Yeah, about 20 years. He embezzled $350,000 from the porn star. So the creepy porn lawyer, maybe he gets after he gets out of jail, he might be president then.
Yeah.
He'll have the prerequisite for the liberal Democrats usual. Going forward again, Kamala Harris loses another staffer. Yep, the chief speechwriter. I didn't know she had a speechwriter.
Yeah.
I thought she was making that stuff. The way it sounds like she's making up as she goes. That's the 8th one. This woman is having so many people jump ship. She is such a horrible VP. In fact, I'm not even sure what she's doing these days. I'm not sure she has much. Going on.
She's doing VP stuff.
In the dark. Okay. All right. Anyway, global warming. For those of you goofballs that believe that the sky is falling, why? Why? Tell me why. Past black presidents and current Democrat leadership, they're buying properties on the beach.
Yeah.
How about that? Multi-million-dollar mansions. Nancy Pelosi just bought one out here in Florida.
Yeah.
Obama bought his over at Martha's Vineyard. So for those of you that are trying to tell us about all this, you know what? It just doesn't quite seem to fit what's really happening with all these properties being bought along the water. So, meanwhile, the Glacier National Park is replacing the signs that predicted its glaciers would be melted by 2020. That's not true. It's actually increased.
Right.
So much for the skies falling BS. Let's see here. Lisa Cook. If you guys have heard the name Lisa Cook, that is Biden's federal pick to run the Federal Reserve. I believe is the title they're trying to give her, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she has written absolutely nothing, no publications on anything having to do with the Federal Reserve, but she believes reparations are due. So I'm not sure. I believe Aunt Jemima could probably outdo this woman very easily with her knowledge compared to what this woman here is showing. Now, the media is the virus. Just think about this. Hold on, hang on with me. The media is a virus. People's behavior is a pandemic, but the Bible is the cure. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, fear is running 24/7, and it doesn't have to be that way. As we go forward, let me take one last item here, Eddie, and we're going to call it good. Let's see here. You need to jump in here. It's Valentine Day is coming up, everybody. So you in love with your girl? Why don't y'all switch out each other's phones? Just switch out each other's phones, and you will be fine. It's love, right? It's just love. The squad has spent $325,000 on private security in 2021 of taxpayer money. That must be nice. How much you spend on private security this year? That means guns and ammunition. So they can have it, and these are the same liberal Democrats who are telling everybody defund the police because it's not their hood that's getting shot up and tore up. They got their private security guards. What a life.
Right. All right. We got another caller, so let's see, can we get this call on? Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine Saturday afternoon.
Fine.
Who are you?
I like that.
Good morning, Brother Eddie, and your co-host. I thank you for bringing up all the history. It's Brother Willie D. Dixon from Tampa, Florida. Eddie, as one thing is the first in Tampa. As you know, for over 100 years, many of the people in Tampa were not aware of Juneteenth until we brought it to Tampa. So I think there's much hidden history within the Tampa Bay area. And I wish we would do a documentary or something to let our young people know of the greatness of people in the city of Tampa. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Reverend Dixon.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Okay, you want to do it now? Go.
This moment in Black History is being brought to you by Masjid An-Nasir and its Acts of Kindness Black History Awards Bank.
Lisa Jalopter. If you ever enjoyed an animated GIF on the web, like this one amazing clip of a kitten being scared by an iguana, then you have Lisa Jalopter to thank. Jalopter was integrally involved with the advent of Shockwave, a technology that formed the beginning of web animation. She also played a major role in the emergence of online video, later serving on the senior management team at Hulu. Previously, Lisa was the interim head of digital for Bet Networks and ran technology, product, and business operations. Today, you can catch Lisa at the White House in the United States Digital Service. She is currently serving as the Chief Digital Service Officer with the U.S. Department of Education.
This moment in Black History has been brought to you by Masjid An-Nazir, presenting its Act of Kindness Black History Awards Banquet, February 25th at 6 p.m. at the Islamic Society of Tampa Bay. For tickets, go to 4th Annual Masjid Nazir Banquet on Eventbrite.com.
This moment in Black History is being brought to you by the Hillsborough County Democratic Party.
Lonnie G. Johnson. Did you ever enjoy water gun fights as a kid? Well, meet Lonnie Johnson, the man that gave us the most famous water gun, the Super Soaker. Lonnie wasn't a toy maker. He was actually an aerospace engineer for NASA with a resume boasting a stint with the U.S. Air Force, work on the Galileo Jupiter probe and Mars Observer project, and more than 40 patents. Yes, he is also working on the Johnson Thermoelectric Energy Converter, JTEC, which converts heat directly into electricity, but it's the squirt gun he created that has given us all the most joy.
This moment in Black History is being brought to you by the Hillsborough County Democratic Party. This moment in Black History is being brought to you by St. Peter Claver Catholic School.
Otis Boykin. Otis Boykin's most notable contribution to science was likely the circuit improvements he made to pacemakers after losing his mother to heart failure, a contribution that has saved countless lives since. But this single improvement was among a long list of achievements. Boykin had 26 patents in his name and is famed for the development of IBM computers, burglar-proof cash register, chemical air filters, and an electronic resistor used in controlled missiles and other devices.
This moment in Black History has been brought to you by St. Peter Claver Catholic School, a sanctuary of faith, hope, and love where each child is prepared for their future in supportive learning environments centered around God and nourished through sacrament and word. Be sure to keep up with us at stpeterclavercatholicschool.org.
Hey guys, it's Maddie. I hope everyone's feeling good today. I know I am because I've got my girl Kaylee with me right now. Hi! So, Kaylee, what's up? What's new with you? Okay, I have been totally obsessed lately with this cashback app I found called Get Upside. What's a cashback app? It's an app, and you use it when you buy normal, everyday stuff like gas, and buying gas is so expensive these days, right? That's why I use Get Upside. I get up to 25 cents cash back on every gallon I buy. So you get paid real cash back when you buy the gas that you had to buy anyway, just for using the Get Upside app? Pretty smart, right? Very smart. I'm downloading Get Upside right now.
Download the free Get Upside app now to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code MEGA for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code MEGA for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MEGA.
All right. I need to tell everybody that Florida Strawberry Festival is coming the second week in March. It's going to be here. We're going to give away a bunch of tickets and everything here on Porch Talk Radio. So get ready for all you guys who like country music.
Yeehaw!
All you guys who like strawberry, all the different strawberry shortcake and all the other good stuff that they have over there.
Sugar overload.
So get ready. Florida Strawberry Festival starting the first week, going through the second week of March. So until next week, folks, same bad time, same bad station. Eddie Adams here at Porch Talk Radio.
God bless America.
Bye-bye.